Arsenal FC. Thank you for that amazing game. 1-1 was the final score between Manchester City and Arsenal. And I'm really happy, first of all, because we are one of the first, one of three teams to take a point, any point, away from Manchester City at Etihad in the last 30, 35 games. So first of all, excellent for us, not very good for City because it shows that they are regressing slightly. Um, Arsenal, we have been moving from strength to strength this season so far. Compared to last season's start, way back there, we are doing amazingly well. I mean, I always know if we start well and end well, then we have a good chance. It might sound a bit funny because we could have a fucked up middle, but to be honest, beginning and end is what matters for Arsenal. Mostly because we have a decent middle on average. Um, so we've only conceded 2 goals in the Premier League so far. We've been scoring. We scored three. We scored 2 against Montpellier. We scored 6 against Southampton, literally a week ago. So the goals are flowing. The goals are flowing. Manchester City, they've been scoring goals as well. They've been winning 3-2, 3-2. They lost 3-2 to Real Madrid in the Bernabeu, which is why this would have been one of the best times for us to play them. Coming back from a loss in Spain, that you don't get a more motivation than to run over the current champions once more and make them feel even worse. But City played well, although they weren't at their regular best being last season's best. They still held their own, and as you always expect, they are a dangerous team. You know, they still had Silva playing, they still had Torre playing, they still had Aguero on the pitch, Zeko, all these attacking players that can just make a difference and really just grind you out. The goal from City came from a slightly unlikely source because for one it was a defender and for two it wasn't Company. Uh, we conceded the corner. We didn't really need to. Gibbs just played it out, but that's because of a defensive miscommunication. From that, ball gets played in back post. Arsenal was zonal marking. City got a run and jump on us, and Julian Lescott heads in at the back post over Podolski, who apparently was picking his nose. Not too much of a fan of that, but anyway, so the German was sort of at fault for the goal, and also Manone was sort of stranded. So we get knocked back. This is in the first half, about 50th, 40th minute, sorry, 40 something minute. And this is really a piss take, really, because we've been on them. We've had chance. Javino, Podolski, Javino, and obviously our play around the box have been really decent, in my opinion, and also in the pundits' opinion. They even said that Arsenal have been the better team so far, should have had the lead, blah 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 blah. So, we didn't have the lead, City had the lead. And if this is the City of last season, then truth be told, they would have been able to keep their lead. It is something that probably City fans are starting to worry about, is the fact that they're shipping so many goals. No clean sheet yet this season. Joe Hart is going crazy in that goal because he's just not keeping clean sheets. England #1, although it's not always on him, he's not keeping the clean sheets. It's more to the defence really. Company, he didn't have the best time in Madrid, and today it was probably Lescott. Lescott was at fault for the Arsenal equaliser. Arsenal equaliser. City conceded the corner from a Cazorla shot, just about saved by Joe Hart. Cazorla takes the corner, it comes in, it gets headed down, or out, attempted header out by Lescott, into the ground. Koscielny touches it and just swivels and smashes it, side foot as hard as he could in the net past Joe Hart. 1-1. That is the ripples from that goal echoed across the entire fan base of Arsenal, simply because we've come from behind away at the champions. That is almost unheard of the last 5, 6, 7 years as an Arsenal supporter. This marks a day, touch wood, that we are able to conjure up this sort of spirit constantly. We were better today. We were what I expect us to be. We were better. Technically, not better than City, sorry. Well, we were in certain ways, but better than last season, even though we had RVP. We were better physically, mentally, technically, um, um, defensively, offensively. We were just a completely different outfit to what we were last season, where we played not route one, but there was one route, which was that it would eventually end up at Van Persie. But no, not anymore. We have a what's it called? An interchange in front three. Podolski, Javina, with Ramsey today. Not really a fan of the Ramsey thing. If Chamberlain was more fit, I would have definitely gone with him. Even though Ramsey is a talent in his own way. So Arsenal played better. City always threat, got the opener, and to be honest, which is the main focus of this video, can Manchester City retain the title? I don't think they will. Don't hold me to that, because you can't really count them out. Look at last season when they lost to us at the Emirates 1-0. Everyone, the bookies, that was it. They all took bets. They were saying United are favourites, it's gone, no chance, and that's their biggest loss in the last however many years because they gave such good odds for Manchester City to win the league then, and so many people took it. So, that being said, this season they didn't really strengthen as much. Look at United. They went out and they spent £24 million on the top goal scorer of the Premier League. I mean, you don't do that if you don't want to make a statement of intent. City, I'm almost 100% certain they could have signed Van Persie if they were willing to front up the money, the wages, and the risk, but they weren't, which is what you'd more expect City to be after them. Especially, you don't want to go into your rivals, your sworn rivals, your title rivals. So that's one thing. City haven't really strengthened in defence that I think is significant. Midfield, okay, they bought that Javi Garcia guy, but they let De Jong go, who's really experienced. They didn't really sign any strikers, they only let some go. This is all because they had to actually shift weight and wages and all that shit into UEFA. But, as far as I'm concerned, Manchester City are weaker, if not the same, as last season, where other teams have definitely made strides to improve. We would all have expected City to have done more in this game. They're at the Etihad. This is their home. You don't come up in City's ground and start kicking ball in net. It don't happen like that. But it did today. We scored the equaliser and we got a point. So, to conclude, I don't think City are strong enough. They've got too much to deal with. Threat from United, threat from Chelsea, threat from Arsenal. Not even fucking Spurs. They're not even in the picture. They are irrelevant. And also, they're trying to mount a more serious challenge in Europe. They're in a group of death with Madrid, Dortmund, and I can't remember the other team who it is. So they're in a group of death, and if they seriously prioritize the Champions League over the Premier League, then they will not win it. Simple as that. Hold me to that. Hold me to that one. They prioritize the European League